Leticia, thanks. About 8:15 now on this Wednesday morning, businesses are trying to find workers as they start reopening, and experts are helping those looking for a job to make their resume stand out. And joining us now with a few tips is Martin Rowinski. He is the CEO and co-founder of a recruiting company, Boardsi. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on here.
Absolutely. So, Martin, a lot of people making different choices career-wise after the last year. When you're fine-tuning a resume, especially now, what are the biggest things you should be doing?
I would point out 7 key points. These days, you definitely need to brand yourself, because once your resume gets in front of a human reader, the top third of your resume is the first and sometimes the only section they'll read. So you really need to stand out and have a branding statement, not too long, a paragraph of about 4 to 6 lines.
Okay.
So that would
for
be
example, what is yours?
I don't have my resume in front of me.
Yeah, just off the top of your head, if you were going to make it up, what would it be? Something like?
For me, it would be focused on my tech background and just putting that really in focus, and especially if I was looking for a job in the tech industry.
Okay. What's another tip?
Storytelling format. Make it easy to read, and the storytelling framework should look something like results or what you have achieved compared to before, or why your efforts were necessary, and the action you took, or possibly the skills you applied to basically get to that result.
So is it good to throw numbers in something like that, quantify it, like increase production by?
Absolutely, especially if that is the position you're applying for, where it's driven towards that sort of a, if it's an HR job, obviously you don't want to throw numbers, but if it is focused on production, it is focused on volume, then yes, absolutely.
Okay, what's another one that's really critical now?
I think this one's really important, especially because of COVID. You really need to show your resilience. Yeah, as we all know, many people have been impacted by COVID-19. And some people have lost jobs. Some have started working from home for the first time and possibly had to juggle work and at-home schooling, since kids were obviously at home. So I would use this as an advantage and pivot and make sure you don't leave a gap in your resume, but actually focus on showing your resilience and showing that you have made the changes. Maybe you have gone back into education, continued your education, professional development, change in management, process improvements. Really show off all those skills instead of letting it harm you.
That's great. Okay, we have 20 seconds. What's the number one mistake that people are making right now?
Before I say mistake, I would just have to say this really quickly. Make sure your LinkedIn profile link is on your resume, and make sure your LinkedIn is 100% up to date.
Okay, you've got 10 seconds for the mistake. Go.
Don't use a old-fashioned 1990s resume, black and white. Utilize some color, stand out.
I love it. Okay, hey Martin, thank you very much. Martin Rowinski with Boardsi. Appreciate it. Very interesting stuff.
Thank you very much.